Hey guys, so you can see behind me now we have two colonies that united behind us. I did that about a week ago. This video is going to be about how to unite two colonies. I have another two in this situation here in a different apiary. So we're going to have a quick look at those now in a short while, but first we're going to have a look at these guys and just make sure that the queen has properly been accepted by the bigger colony, by the larger colony. So as you can see, the bees are in there alright, but they are much calmer actually, because they were very aggressive only about a week ago. They would be rushing out and trying to sting me, so that's a good sign, because that means that the queen, the pheromone, has been passed around all the worker bees, and the queen is fairly calm as it looks, you know. So we'll have a look now. Now, as you can see, they've eaten their way through there. They aren't really that bad for a colony of bees. Okay, I mean, it's windy today, so they're going to be a bit more aggressive than normal. But if this was a queenless colony, they would have been attacking me like crazy. We'll just have a quick look. What we're looking for is that the queen is basically laying. Now, and there's the brood, and there's eggs in there, so that's very good news. They have united properly, so that's great really, you know, they'll survive the winter no problem. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take that hive there and put all the kind of really good and heavy frames full of honey, and I add that to this hive here, and that really will ensure that they will get through. So you can see now I'm adding all those frames of honey that was in the previous colony, the one that was quite big, to the one that was smaller. Now, last but not least, I've added the frames. What I'm going to have to do now is make sure that the queen isn't on this box or something like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shake that box on top of that hive there, just to ensure that the queen is going to go in, you know. Okay, we're here now with the second lot. You can see there's the two hives. That's the one that's queenless and has a lot of worker bees. This one has a queen, but very little worker bees, about 4 frames of worker bees. That one has about a super full of worker bees and maybe 8 frames of worker bees there. It's best to do this in the evening, because it means that the bees will be clustering anyway, so they won't be flying all over the place, so this is a good time to do it. Now what I'm going to do now is smoke them down. Now remember, the entrance is open at the front, so the flying bees can actually go back. And I'm going to get 2 sheets of newspaper. 2 seem to work better. And I'm going to place them on top of the hive that has actually the queen in it. Now if it's windy and you're doing this, get a pin or something like that. That ensures that it's kind of, that the newspaper piece, a sheet of newspaper, actually stays down. Now, and then what's really important is to make a few tiny holes, but just really small holes. Don't make them too big, just 1 or 2 is enough. There you go. And what's going to happen now is, when we put this colony on top of this colony here, basically the bees in the top colony are going to connect with the bees down below, because they can't really get out, the ones in the top. So as you can see now, I've placed the colony here a bit closer to the queenless colony. And the reason for that is because I'm sure you're aware of the rule that you're not supposed to move a hive more than 3 feet, and that's because otherwise the flying bees won't find their way back home. What I've done now is I've placed this one 1.5 feet. This one is going to go on top of this one, which is also going to be less than 3 feet away, if that makes any sense. So what you can see there now, if I've added the 2 sheets of newspaper, this really ensures that the colony is separated from each other, so that they kind of have time to really get used to each other. I've also added 2 small holes, and it's quite amazing to see when, in about a week's time, when I've actually opened it again, like you saw earlier in the clip, they just chew this nice big hole in there and they get used to each other, you know, because what they do is they lick each other, and they basically, what they're doing is they're tasting the pheromone of the queen, and that just ensures that they basically don't kill the queen, because they get used to her very slowly, you know. Now, I hope you enjoyed the clip. If you liked this video and it was helpful to you, please subscribe, and also please like the page if you saw this on Facebook.